Good morning and welcome back to the Acres. Today we are out in the Pollinator garden. As you guys know, I've had a very much love-hate relationship with this garden ever since we came down in June. Things just aren't taking off. I can't come up with a design for it. It is just, I'm really struggling with it. The other night though, as I couldn't sleep, I had a brainstorm and I think I have some ideas to make it better and to make it more sustainable for the long term. But first, before we get into that, let's take a quick tour. Let's create our list of things that have to get done, mainly just maintenance things, and then we'll start putting into play some of these bigger ideas that I have. So this is the Pollinator garden. Let me back up a little bit. Here, I'll do it this way. So this is the entrance. One thing I do have for this is I do have some pavers here that we brought from Maryland. It's not enough, but I think I'm going to do a double row of pavers, and that's going to be the entrance in. I originally wanted to do some type of like arch or something here, but the thing is that this mountain, which you can't see right now, is gorgeous, and so is the mountain over there. So I don't want to block that. So we're just going to do this with pavers, and if I have to put some type of fence on it to keep the deer out, we'll do that later. If you look over here, in a previous video, I showed you guys, I was trying to add some color. So I planted these, and then I think the kids are gonna fertilize these today. We got these for free. They're very leggy to begin with. They just need some love. But coming this way, all of these weeds need to come out, and I gotta get these irises moved. The hollyhocks seem to be doing okay. It does look like the deer, especially that one right there, the deer came through and just like bit it off and pulled it out. So is what it is. Definitely need to do something about the deer for this garden. This rose bush looks great. These need to be fertilized though. So have that to do. So these two rose bushes were the ones I bought from Aldi's, and they were doing amazing until I put a deer repellent on them and they died. So will not be doing a deer repellent anymore. I haven't burned the holes for these yet, so we'll get 2 new ones in the spring for this. This side over here in the middle, we have a mint, and then on the outside, we have coneflower, and this is hit or miss again. Like this one is great. This one died, and this is a couple of different reasons. 1, the deer pressure, and 2,
the deer must eat that one.
Yes, the deer must have eaten that. But the deer pressure, and then also we didn't have rain for like a month. So some of the holes are pretty sparse. This one has a yellow jacket nest on it, so we stay away from that one. I did get stung pretty bad the last time. Marisol, back up, please. But this definitely needs some weeding. And if you look, this is blooming. So this is doing good. I did think this was supposed to be something that stood up taller, but it's not. I might have to read up on this again.
This is how.
But I thought it was supposed to be a tall plant, not a ground cover. We'll have to see. I mean, if it is a ground cover, it's fine. It's just going to give it a little bit of a different look. If we go down this way, this is a lilac, and it definitely has some type of problem. I was reading last night up on this, and I think it's a fungicide, something like that. So I'm gonna find some spray. But you can see there is some new, right there behind Marisol, there is some new growth on it. So that is good. Mm-hmm. These other lilacs are doing really good. This one here, and also some of the ones over there. We come down this way. The peonies, they're kind of going into dormant, and then I have more that we'll plant here in the fall. And then this monstrosity needs to be cleaned up. I think what I'm going to do is use pruning shears, just shear it all off. I tried weed whacking it. It doesn't work very well. I've tried using a hedge trimmer. That doesn't work very well either. So I think we're going to use pruning shears. We'll prune it all off, and then I need to cover it. But the butterfly bushes are looking fabulous. And then this is the big one that we pulled out from Nana's lot, which is also doing good. this here will be an entrance into this garden. We'll put a gate here. So I do need to put some pavers there. And then we got this little shepherd's hook to maybe put a light or something there. But more butterfly. This butterfly was like growing on the ground. So got this one tied up. Hopefully we can train this one to go up. It has some gorgeous, look how long that bloom is. So very excited about that.
It's doing magnificent.
More maintenance. Got to trim this edge and then lay this back out. And then we need to cover this section here. So I don't know if that will happen today, but we will see. Marisol found some sedum that the deer ate. This pot is here to hold the landscape mesh down so it doesn't blow away. So this sedum is going to come up here and get planted here in the middle. I'm probably at a point now where I could plant that because we have gotten so much rain. But I think I'm going to do a couple other projects first before I do that. And then you can see over here, the yuccas took root nice, and then the irises are doing well. And then this is yellow black-eyed Susan that goes all the way around. And you can kind of see what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking I'm going to outline each of the beds with rock and give it a little bit more of a defined look. And then hopefully keep the kids out of it too.
That one was maybe with the...
So that is a quick overview. Oh, and then I have all of my plants in the middle of things that things I need to plant and haven't planted yet. So I'm going to tackle this shortly. I think the first thing we're going to do is let's do some weeding. Let's get the weeds out and get the monstrosity that is down there all taken care of. All right, wow, what a difference. Definitely looks so much better. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do the weed fabric again over this seam, and I'm gonna bring it all the way up, probably up to about here, and run it all the way down that middle section and tuck it underneath of the one that's going the other direction to hopefully help it from blowing up. And then I do have some other ideas to keep it from blowing up. So we will, like blowing up in the wind. So we'll talk about that once I get this done. So some of the things that I am doing to keep this stuff from fraying, because that is the problem we had last year, is I have been turning it under so that the edge is not a frayed edge at all. And then I have been using landscaping staples, and then I love these hammers the kids have to hammer these in. So kind of just like that. And let's do this side too. But yeah, so just keep that. All of this stuff is going to be linked below for you, along with some articles on pollinator gardens and how you can create one in your backyard or on your homestead. All right, now that I got that top edge done, I will go down and I will do the center, and then I'll come back and do the sides. at the bottom, I am going to cut this. I'm cutting extra. I don't want to bury this hose. So let's put the hose on top. Yeah. Wow. All right, I'm going to fold this under and see if I can tuck it under this one here. So let's pull this staple up. So let's fold this under, lift this up, and put it down. Just like that. All right, and I have one extra, so let's just do another one for good measure. Right here is good. All right, so I got all of that covered up. I think while I'm at it, I'm gonna go over there to that side and do that section as well, and then I can put the black landscaping mesh away and move on to planting or whatever else I figure out to do next. So I got the landscaping mesh put down in those two areas where the weeds were really bad and they had blown up, and got all that fixed. But then I ran out of staples. So we're done with the landscaping mesh, but I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. I'm going to show you guys, and I want to know your opinion. I want to extend this, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys this, and you guys tell me what you think. This is the far side of the pollinator garden. So you can see over there, this is the far side. We used to have black fabric that ran down there. It blew up, and then I never put it back down, and I kind of just decided, you know what? No, I'm not gonna put it down. And now I'm regretting that decision. Now I feel like I should run it down this line. And I guess the main reason I'm regretting it is it just looks off, because that rock, which we cannot move, comes all the way out. So why not just extend it? If I do extend it, then what do I plant? I could get more yuccas and bring them out. And I could do another row of irises, leave that space under the tree open kind of as a walkway. And then if I come down this way, I still haven't planted any of this down here. So it could be open, and I do want there's some grasses I want to plant. So I could plant some grasses along this edge, and it'd be like a nice hedgerow. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I run another row, like section of landscape mesh, and make this a little bit bigger? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. One of the big problems we had over the winter was the wind was really, really strong, and it was blowing up, and you can see it here, it's all frayed. It was blowing up the landscape mesh. We had huge sections that would blow up at a time. It was really, really bad. So what I've decided to do to help with this year is we are going to outline the beds with rocks. And then I'm also going to rock the edges of the garden with rock. And over time, we can make it like two stacks high, maybe 3 stacks high. We will see. But that's gonna be my plan right now. And we have tons of rocks on the property. There's like a small pile right there. I know there's a pile over in there. So it's gonna take time. Oh, and there's a bunch down there. So it's gonna take time to build them up. But if we do a couple every day, and the big areas to focus on are the edge down there, and then really just to outline the beds so we can get some weight on here so they don't all blow up. So that's what we are going to do now. So I am out of time for today. We have an engagement this afternoon that I gotta go get ready for, but I'm really liking the way this looks. So this is the border on the one side. And then let's come down this way. You can kind of see how this is shaping up. So my thought is eventually we will mulch the middle. Once I have all the plants in that I want in that space, then we'll mulch the middle, and then we'll gravel the walkways. And it's gonna be a big project, but over time it will come together and it will be really pretty and hopefully not a lot of maintenance, but we will see how that goes.